Hey everybody, it's day 10 after my surgery. I think the last time I posted was day 6. It was like Tuesday, and today is Saturday. And I've had some things happen in the last couple of days. I went and saw my plastic surgeon. Ironically, my plastic surgeon wasn't there. They both the people at the reception desk were looking at me and Rob and my mom, and they were like, "You're not supposed to be here." So that was super comforting. But the nurse was there, and she went ahead and looked at my drain schedule of like how much milliliters has come out of my drains. And they took out my left drain, which was not fun. They ended up having to take me out of the compression bra, which was amazing because I thought I could breathe for the first time. Then they took off all the bandages. That was horrific. It hurt really bad. You're very tender, and it stuck to you like glue. So that was not comfortable. So I want to make sure everybody knows that. And then they went over the milliliters of the drainage, and they ended up taking out the left drain. And that entailed them cutting the stitches from where the drain was attached to my body, and then pulling out, Rob said 6 inches, Mom said 10 inches of tubing that was inside of me. Then the nurse went over the fact that, hello, I have an open hole in my chest and I have to be very careful. So wrap me up in bandages, big old bandages on both sides that look like I've been shot with a shotgun. And I think I'm going to be able to take off the bandage on the left side tomorrow, which will be like day 11. And then the other tube is still in. So I have it still in my little handy dandy pocket here. I took a shower, like a real shower, yesterday so that I could get in the shower and like scrub and do all those things, but I still could only let the water run over me. My stitches from the double mastectomy and the implants are still exposed, so I couldn't touch them. There's glue on them. I need to be very careful. I have to say, was really shocked to see myself after the bandages were moved. It was not what I was expecting. I am pretty gnarly, if you ask me. One of my tatas is not pretty at all. I was told by the plastic surgeon's office that it's going to be fine. It just does not look like it's going to be fine. So I'm trying to just bear with that. But to be real, and for people that are watching this and want to understand, oh man, this is visually, you go through the chemo, okay, and you're sick and it's awful, and then you lose your hair and you lose it in clumps, and it's this horrible feeling. And so you shave your head or you cut your hair, and then you lose eyebrows and eyelashes. When you lose hair everywhere else, like your armpits and your legs, you're totally fine with that. But and even when you lose it on your face, because I don't know if people realize when you're putting on makeup, it is luxurious to put makeup on a face that does not have hair on it. But when you lose your eyelashes and your eyebrows and your hair, and then the chemo ends and your hair starts to come back, which you can see is, every day it gets a little bit longer. It's real patchy right now. And I had my wig on because I was at a celebration of life for Miss Linda earlier. So it's kind of like sticking out all over the place. And then you go and have this stinking surgery, and you look like you've been mauled by a bear. That's awesome. Kick me while I'm down. And I know I'm going to recover from this, and then I'm going to have radiation and look like I got landed on Mars or something. But it's just part of the process that I have to try to just take in. It's very difficult. I didn't realize I was as vain as I am, that I want my hair and I want to look pretty and I want to feel pretty. Right now I look like, I don't know, a cancer patient. That seems so silly. So anyway, I don't have to wear a compression bra or anything like that, but I got these amazing like zip front bras that my friend Meredith, the person that also gave me this thing to hold my drains, she recommended that I get them off Amazon, and I did, and they were like 3 for $24, which was amazing. So I'm really tender. I'm really sore. I am the most comfortable when I'm laying in my bed. It is the perfect sitting position. I am sleeping okay. I'm probably sleeping as good as I was before I had the surgery. The best sleep I had was, of course, on day 1, day 2, day 3, maybe day 4, and then it just started to progressively get worse again. Once they took that compression bandage off and I could breathe, that was good. But then gravity started to take effect and I'm tender. I'm really bruised. So we'll just take it one day at a time. I have another doctor's appointment with my breast surgeon on Tuesday, with my plastic surgeon on Thursday, and then I go back and see my oncologist on the following Monday. So things are good. I got the pathology report back yesterday, and there's all good news. This is all good news. So it's going to sound a little bit contorted, but I want to tell you exactly what it is. So I found the tumor on the left breast in the bottom inner side of my tata. And when they did the double mastectomy, they also were going to take out lymph nodes. They didn't know how many at the time, but they ended up taking out 3. And 1 had cancer in it. The other 2, the pathology report said didn't have cancer in it. So that was fantastic. And the lymph node reacted to the chemo exactly the way it's supposed to. The breast surgeon took out all of the breast tissue, or most of the breast tissue in both breasts. They ran pathology, nothing on the right. The tumor had responded to the chemo as it should have, but it was much deeper than they thought. So the tumor was actually behind my muscle and behind my implant. It was very deep. So my implants that I first had were put behind the muscle. This tumor was behind that implant. I have no idea how I felt it. This is why you people have got to check yourself, okay? You cannot not check yourself. You can't. You have to know your body. And I mean, I wasn't even checking myself. This was by accident. So that was really interesting to find out, and to take the moment and recognize that I was extremely fortunate to find this tumor. I mean, had I not found it, I don't ask because I don't want to know what could have happened. But I found this tumor, and I think it was miraculous. That's the word that I have used. I was just talking to my dad on the phone, and I really feel like it was miraculous that I found this. So anyway, that, we had a couple of satellites that had gone off of there. They got those, but there are 2 that went to my skin. So I have cancer in my skin. So there's like a fatty layer and then the skin on the inside. And the doctor said, the breast surgeon said, had I been a little bit chunkier, then it might have had a harder time getting to the skin. But because I'm not chunky, which I thought was very funny, it got to the skin faster. And she does not want to remove the skin. They have not found that it is helpful to remove that skin. It's better to radiate it. So this just goes to show you that radiation is definitely necessary in my particular instance. So I don't know how long my radiation will be. I have not met with my radiation oncologist, but I will need radiation because there's a little bit of cancer left that they did not get to in the surgery that they need to get to. So I'll probably learn more about that when I meet with the breast surgeon on Tuesday. So I will have to have radiation, but I'm going to have to heal from all of this first. And I suspect that, right now, 6 weeks post-surgery is like November 20th. So we're just going to kind of keep trucking. I definitely won't be starting radiation before that. I can't suspect that I would be doing that. So we'll just see. But bottom line is the pathology report. Oh, and they're rerunning the hormone tests. So the 3 hormone tests they can do is the HER2, ER, and PR. They ran the HER2 already the second time, and it's still not HER2 positive. But they know that it's ER positive and PR positive, and they just want to see what the percentages are for both of those receptors so that they can determine my long-term medication, because I will definitely be on tamoxifen, which is an estrogen blocker. We just don't know if I'll be on anything else for a long-term basis to try to keep my hormones at bay so I don't get it again. So all of that I'm going to learn about with the oncologist over the next 2 months, I suspect. So I'll have more to update on that later. But the bottom line is, well, this is a real bottom line. Bottom line is my pathology report came back as it should have. Everything that they expected, it came back, and I'm really happy about that. And the fact that you got to be your own advocate. You've got to make sure that you're checking yourself, and if you find something suspicious, you got to handle it right away. It doesn't matter if it turns out to not be cancer and it's just some stupid fatty tissue. At least you found it and nothing happened. The worst stories that I hear are about the people that died from this, because I don't want people to die from this. I don't want to die from this. I'm not going to die from this. I don't want other people to. I want them to be seeing their doctor and making sure, I have absolutely no genetic or hereditary history of breast cancer in my family. This was completely random. 1 in 8 women. I think I've said that before. And this is breast cancer month, so we need to make sure that we're really focused on it for an entire month. This is our month to make sure people are focused on breast cancer. And I've got my little Odenton Firehouse 28 breast cancer t-shirt on today. So anyway, that's the update. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I really need your continued prayers and support. This, I've said this from the beginning. I'll say it every single time. I can't do it without you. I'm grateful for every single person in my life that has provided positive support and lifted me up during this very dark time. And so we're just going to keep on healing. I'll give you guys updates once I see the doctors. So thank you to our military. Thank you to our first responders. Love you guys so much. Thank you.